In the bustling kingdom of Officeopolis, where the coffee flows like a river and the staplers are the knights of productivity, there lived a queen named Nissa. Now, Nissa wasn't your ordinary queen. Oh no. She wore a crown made of paper clips. Her robe was stitched from the finest printer paper, and her scepter, a mighty highlighter that glowed with the power of 1,000 deadlines. But beneath her shiny exterior lay a heart as dark as an empty inbox on a Monday morning. Nissa had a singular goal: to climb the corporate ladder one step at a time, even if it meant stepping on the fingers of her fellow coworkers. You see, Nissa believed that in the cutthroat world of Officeopolis, the only way to succeed was to eliminate the competition. And she was determined to be the last one standing, preferably in the corner office with the view of the parking lot. Her first target was Greg, the cheerful IT guy with a knack for fixing problems and a smile that could light up the dullest of spreadsheets. Nissa couldn't stand him. "Why does he have to be so nice?" she muttered to herself as she plotted his downfall. So, she devised a plan. She snuck into the server room late one night, armed with a can of soda and a mischievous grin. With a flick of her wrist, she spilled the sugary liquid all over the main server. The next morning, chaos erupted. Computers crashed, emails vanished into the ether, and Greg was left scrambling to save the day. Nissa watched from her desk, stifling laughter as her coworkers rallied around Greg, praising him for his heroic efforts. "Fools!" she cackled under her breath. "I'll get you next time." But Greg wasn't her only obstacle. There was also Sarah, the office's resident overachiever. Sarah was the kind of person who brought homemade cookies to every meeting and always volunteered for the extra project. Nissa loathed her. "How can I compete with someone who bakes?" She grumbled, her fingers tapping impatiently on her keyboard. So, she hatched a plan that would make even the most devious cartoon villain proud. Nissa decided to sabotage Sarah's big presentation. She knew Sarah had been working tirelessly on a project for weeks, and Nissa couldn't let her shine. So, she snuck into the conference room the night before and switched out Sarah's meticulously prepared slides with a series of ridiculous cat memes. The next day, as Sarah stood in front of the entire office, her heart racing with excitement, Nissa sat back, a wicked grin plastered on her face. "This is going to be priceless," she thought. As the slides clicked through, the room erupted in laughter. Sarah's face turned crimson as she desperately tried to regain control. "No! No! This isn't what I prepared!" she stammered, while Nissa clapped her hands in delight, her laughter echoing through the room like a sinister melody. "Looks like the queen reigns supreme," she thought, reveling in her victory. But Nissa's reign of terror didn't stop there. Next on her list was Tom, the office's unofficial morale booster. With his corny jokes and infectious laughter, he was a thorn in Nissa's side. "How can anyone be so cheerful all the time?" she hissed, plotting her next move. She decided to turn the office's weekly team-building exercise into a disaster. Nissa took it upon herself to organize a trust fall activity, but with a twist. Instead of catching her coworkers, she enlisted the help of a few strategically placed office chairs. "Trust me, it'll be fine," she said, her eyes glinting with mischief. As her colleagues took turns falling backward, they landed with a thud on the chairs, their laughter quickly turning to confusion and then to concern. Nissa stood at the front, feigning innocence. "Oops! Did I forget to mention the chairs were wobbly?" she smirked, enjoying the chaos she had unleashed. As the days turned into weeks, Nissa's reign of terror continued. She spread rumors, sabotaged projects, and even went as far as to accidentally delete important files. But with every wicked deed, she felt a twinge of doubt creeping in. Was this really the path to greatness? Did she truly want to be the queen of a kingdom built on the ruins of her coworkers' dreams? One fateful day, as she sat at her desk plotting her next scheme, she overheard a conversation in the break room. Greg, Sarah, and Tom were laughing together, sharing stories of their triumphs and failures. They were a team, united in their struggles, and in that moment, something shifted in Nissa's heart. The laughter echoed in her ears, and she realized that perhaps the true strength of Officeopolis lay not in tearing others down, but in lifting each other up. With a deep breath, Nisa stood up, her heart pounding. She walked into the break room, ready to confront her past misdeeds. "Hey, everyone," she began, her voice shaky but resolute. "I've been a total jerk, and I'm sorry. I thought that by making you all look bad I could get ahead. But I see now that I was wrong." The room fell silent, and for a moment, Nissa feared she had gone too far. But then, to her surprise, Greg smiled. "We all make mistakes, Nissa. It's okay." Sarah nodded, and even Tom chimed in with a light-hearted joke. Slowly, the tension melted away, replaced by a sense of camaraderie. And just like that, Nissa realized that maybe, just maybe, she didn't have to be the evil queen after all. Together, they could conquer the challenges of Officeopolis, not as rivals, but as a united team ready to take on the world. In that moment, Nissa found her true crown, not made of paper clips, but forged from friendship, laughter, and a newfound sense of purpose. And so, the kingdom of Officeopolis thrived, not under the rule of an evil queen, but under the leadership of a team that learned to lift each other up.